Every German weapon used in World War II. The Karabiner 98K, often abbreviated as Kar 98K or K98K, stands as one of the most recognizable and widely produced bolt-action rifles in military history. Adopted by Nazi Germany in 1935, this weapon served as the standard service rifle for the Wehrmacht throughout World War II and left an enduring legacy that extends into the present day. The Kar 98K represented the culmination of a long lineage of German military rifles, directly descended from the Gewehr 98 introduced in 1898. The K, in its designation, stands for Kurz, meaning short in German, reflecting its shorter barrel length compared to its predecessor. This shortened design made it more practical for modern warfare, particularly for motorized infantry and paratroopers, while maintaining the accuracy and reliability German military rifles were known for. The Kar 98K's effective range extended to approximately 500 meters with iron sights, though skilled marksmen could engage targets at greater distances. When fitted with telescopic sights, such as the ZF-39 or ZF-41, the rifle became a formidable sniper weapon, extending its practical range significantly. Following World War II, the Kar 98K's service life extended far beyond Germany's defeat. Captured rifles were pressed into service by numerous nations, including Yugoslavia, Czechoslovakia, Israel, and Norway. Many countries continued using the rifle well into the 1950s and beyond, with some remaining in limited service through the 1960s. The Karabiner 98K represents a significant chapter in firearms development, a weapon that combined traditional bolt-action reliability with practical modern design considerations, serving as the last prominent bolt-action rifle to equip a major military power as standard issue. The WW2 represented Nazi Germany's most successful attempt to field a practical semi-automatic rifle during World War II. Introduced in 1943, this weapon emerged from urgent battlefield necessity and hard-learned lessons, offering German infantry enhanced firepower during the war's critical later years. The G43's development was directly influenced by Germany's experience on the Eastern Front, where Soviet troops wielded the semi-automatic SVT-40 rifle with devastating effect. German forces, still primarily armed with bolt-action Kr-98K rifles, found themselves at a tactical disadvantage in rapid-fire engagements. This reality, combined with the failure of earlier semi-automatic designs like the problematic Gewehr 41, prompted German engineers to create a more reliable weapon. The G43 incorporated design elements borrowed from the Soviet SVT-40, particularly its gas-operated system, while adding German engineering refinements. Unlike its predecessor, the G41, which used a complex and unreliable gas trap system, the G43 employed a more conventional gas piston located above the barrel. A simpler, more durable solution turned for the standard 7.92 by 57 mm Mauser cartridge. The G43 featured a detachable 10-round box magazine, giving it twice the ammunition capacity of the Kar 98K. The rifle measured approximately 1,130 mm, 44.5 inches, in length and weighed around 4.4 kilograms, 9.7 pounds when loaded, making it slightly heavier than its bolt-action counterpart, but offering significantly superior firepower. The gas-operated, tilting bolt mechanism provided reliable semi-automatic fire at a practical rate of 20 to 30 aimed rounds per minute. This represented a substantial improvement over the Kar 98K's 10 to 15 rounds per minute. The rifle's effective range remained comparable to the Kar 98K at approximately 500 meters, and most G43s were equipped with mounting rails for the ZF-4 telescopic sight, making them effective sniper weapons. The Sturmgewehr 44 holds a unique place in firearms history as the world's first true assault rifle and the weapon that would define an entirely new category of military small arms. Introduced during the final years of World War II, this revolutionary German weapon fundamentally changed infantry combat doctrine and influenced virtually every modern military rifle that followed. The StG-44 emerged from a radical rethinking of infantry combat requirements. German military analysts observed that most combat engagements occurred at ranges under 400 meters, yet standard rifles like the Kar-98K were optimized for 800-plus meter range with powerful, full-size cartridges. This realization led to the development of an intermediate cartridge, the 7.9 2x30 3mm Kurz, that bridged the gap between pistol and rifle ammunition, offering adequate power for combat distances while allowing controllable automatic fire. The StG-44 incorporated several groundbreaking features that would become standard in modern assault rifles. Its gas-operated system with a tilting bolt mechanism provided reliable automatic and semi-automatic fire. The weapon measured 940 millimeters, 37 inches, in length and weighed approximately 5.2 kilograms, 11.5 pounds, loaded with its 30-round detachable box magazine. TE rifles' select fire capability allowed soldiers to switch between semi-automatic and fully automatic modes, offering flexibility for various tactical situations. Its cyclic rate of approximately 500 to 600 rounds per minute proved manageable and controllable, while the intermediate cartridge, reduced recoil, made automatic fire practical for the first time in a rifle-sized weapon. Effective range extended to about 300 meters in automatic mode and 400 to 500 meters in semi-automatic fire, perfectly suited for actual combat distances. Between 1943 and 1945, approximately 420, 5,000 SG-44 rifles were manufactured primarily at the Haenel factory. While impressive, this number proved insufficient to equip all German forces, and the weapon arrived too late to influence the war's outcome. Priority went to units on the Eastern Front and Waffen-SS formations, where its superior firepower proved devastating in close-quarters combat. The full Sturmgewehr, translating to paratrooper rifle 42, stands as one of World War II's most innovative and technically advanced infantry weapons. Designed specifically for Germany's elite airborne troops, this selective fire rifle attempted to combine the roles of rifle, light machine gun, and automatic rifle into a single, lightweight package. An extraordinarily ambitious goal that pushed the boundaries of 1940s weapons technology. The 42 Guinean Francs' development stemmed directly from the costly lessons of Germany's airborne assault on Crete in 1941. During Operation Mercury, German paratroopers jumped armed only with pistols and grenades, with heavier weapons dropped separately in containers. This arrangement proved disastrous when paratroopers landed scattered and under fire, unable to quickly retrieve their primary weapons. The Fallschirmjäger suffered severe casualties and urgently requested a weapon they could carry during jumps that would provide both rifle accuracy and automatic fire capability. Hermann Göring's Luftwaffe, which controlled the paratroop units, commissioned a specialized weapon outside the Wehrmacht's standard procurement channels. The design requirements were exceptionally demanding. The weapon must be lightweight enough for airborne operations, fire the full-power 7.9 2x57mm Mauser cartridge, function as both semi-automatic rifle and light machine gun, and incorporate a bipod for sustained fire positions. The weapon's gas-operated mechanism used a rotating bolt and fired from a closed bolt in semi-automatic mode for accuracy, but from an open bolt in automatic mode to prevent cook-offs during sustained fire. This dual-mode operation was mechanically complex but highly effective. The rifle measured approximately 940 millimeters, 37 inches, in length and weighed just 4.5 kilograms, 9.9 pounds, empty, remarkably light for a weapon firing full-power rifle cartridges on full automatic. The FG42 featured a 20-round detachable box magazine that fed from the left side, keeping the weapon's profile slim. It incorporated a side-folding spike bayonet, a built-in bipod, and provisions for mounting the ZFG42 telescopic sight. The cyclic rate of approximately 750 to 900 rounds per minute made it one of the fastest-firing rifles of the war, though this contributed to controllability challenges. The Luger P08, officially designated Pistol Parabellum 1908, stands as one of the most recognizable and iconic handguns in firearms history. With its distinctive toggle-lock action, graceful lines, and association with both world wars, the Luger transcended its role as a military sidearm to become a cultural symbol that continues to fascinate collectors, historians, and firearms enthusiasts more than a century after its adoption. The Luger's story begins with Georg Luger, an Austrian designer working for WW2 and Company, who refined Hugo Borchart's earlier semi-automatic pistol design. Luger transformed the awkward, bulky Borchardt C93 into an elegant, well-balanced weapon that would revolutionize handgun design. In 1900, the Swiss Army became the first military force to adopt Luger's pistol, chambered in 7.6 521mm Parabellum. The German Navy adopted a 9mm version in 1904, followed by the German Army in 1908, hence the P08 designation. The pistol was chambered for the 9x19mm Parabellum cartridge, a round that Luger himself had developed and which would become the world's most popular pistol cartridge. The word parabellum derives from the Latin phrase sivi pacem, parabellum if you want peace, prepare for war, the motto of the Deutsche Waffen- und Munitionsfabriken that manufactured the pistol. The P08's most distinctive feature is its unique toggle-lock mechanism, where two pivoting links rise upward when the pistol fires, then collapse downward to chamber the next round. This system, though mechanically complex, proved remarkably reliable when properly maintained and manufactured to precise tolerances. The mechanism provided a smooth, straight-back recoil impulse that contributed to the pistol's legendary accuracy. The standard P08 featured a 100mm, 4-inch barrel, measured approximately 222mm, 8.75 inches unloaded. It fed from an 800 and the grip, designed to point naturally when the arm is extended, contributed significantly to its excellent ergonomics and pointing characteristics. Many shooters consider the Luger's grip angle and balance superior to most modern handguns. The Mauser C96, affectionately known as the broom handle due to its distinctive wooden grip, represents one of the most influential and recognizable semi-automatic pistols ever created. First introduced in 1896, this German design became a global phenomenon, serving military forces, revolutionaries, and adventurers across 6 continents for over half a century. Its unique appearance and remarkable longevity made it an icon that transcended its origins as a commercial sporting pistol. The C96 emerged from the Mauser Brothers weapons factory in Oberndorf, Germany, at a time when semi-automatic pistol technology was in its infancy. The Fidel, Friedrich, and Josef Fidele brothers, working as Mauser engineers, developed the design with minimal input from Paul Mauser himself. The pistol incorporated several revolutionary features that distinguished it from contemporary firearms. The C96's most striking characteristic was its internal box magazine located ahead of the trigger guard, giving the weapon its distinctive profile. Most models featured a fixed 10-round magazine loaded via stripper clips from above, though detachable magazine variants existed. This forward magazine placement provided excellent balance and kept the grip slim and manageable, a significant advantage over competitor designs with bulky grip magazines. The pistol utilized a short recoil-operated mechanism with a vertically traveling locking piece, a system that proved remarkably robust and reliable. Standard barrel length measured 140 millimeters, though variants ranged from compact 99 millimeters models to extended 190 millimeters versions. The weapon typically measured 312 millimeters overall and weighed approximately 1.13 kilograms unloaded. Most C-96s were chambered in 7.6 3x 25 mm Mauser, though 9x 19 mm Parabellum variants were produced, identifiable by a large 9 carved into the grips and often painted red. The C-96's construction showcased exceptional German craftsmanship with precisely machined parts, beautiful bluing, and often ornate markings. Many examples featured adjustable tangent rear sights graduated optimistically to 1,000 meters, reflecting contemporary beliefs about pistol carbine capabilities. A wooden shoulder stock holster combination was standard, transforming the pistol into a short-range carbine, a feature that proved genuinely practical and contributed to the weapon's versatility. The Walther PPK, translating to Police Pistol Detective Model, stands as one of the most recognizable and influential compact pistols in firearms history. Introduced in 1931, this elegant German design revolutionized concealed carry handguns and achieved legendary status through its association with James Bond, becoming perhaps the most famous fictional firearm ever depicted on screen. The PPK emerged as a compact variant of Walther's successful PPE, Polizipistol, introduced in 1929. Karl Walther, Waffen-SS, designed the original PP to meet requirements from German police forces, seeking a modern, safe, and reliable semi-automatic pistol for plainclothes officers. The PP incorporated several groundbreaking safety features that would influence handgun design for decades. The PPK, introduced 2 years later, shortened the PP's barrel and grip to create an even more concealable version, suitable for detectives, off-duty officers, and civilian self-defense. The criminal designation specifically referenced criminal police detectives who required maximum concealment. This smaller package retained the PP's advanced features while creating a pistol that could disappear beneath a jacket or in a pocket holster, a significant achievement for the era most PPKs were chambered in. 32 ACP, 7.65 by 17 mm Browning, offering a balance between manageable recoil and adequate stopping power in the compact package. The 380 ACP, 9x 17 mm version provided slightly more power, while some examples were produced in 22 LR for training purposes. The standard magazine held 7 rounds in, 32 ACP or 6 in, 380 ACP. The PPK measured just 155 mm overall with an 83 mm barrel and weighed approximately 590 grams loaded. Its compact dimensions and relatively light weight made it genuinely concealable while maintaining reasonable accuracy and controllability, a difficult balance that Walther executed masterfully. Numerous intelligence services worldwide adopted the PPK for covert operations, appreciating its concealability and reliability. This association with espionage would later prove significant in the pistol's cultural impact. Post-war, the PPK continued serving with police forces across Europe and beyond, with various nations licensing production or importing German-manufactured examples. The Maschinenpistole 18 holds a unique position in firearms history as the world's first practical submachine gun to see widespread military service. Introduced during the final year of World War I, this revolutionary German weapon fundamentally changed infantry tactics and established a new category of firearms that would dominate close-quarters combat for decades. The MP-18 represented a watershed moment when firepower, portability, and practicality converged to create something entirely new. The MP-18 emerged from the brutal realities of trench warfare on the Western Front. By 1916 to 1917, the static nature of trench combat had revealed serious deficiencies in existing infantry weapons. Bolt-action rifles, while accurate at long range, proved too slow and cumbersome for the chaotic close quarters fighting that characterized trench raids and assaults. Pistols lacked sufficient firepower, while machine guns were too heavy and unwieldy for mobile infantry operations. The MP-18 utilized straightforward blowback operation, firing from an open bolt, a simple, robust mechanism well suited to the weapon's intended purpose. Chambered in 9x19mm parabellum, it used the same ammunition as the Luger pistol, simplifying logistics. The weapon measured approximately 815mm in length, with a 196mm barrel, and weighed around 4.2 kilograms loaded. The most distinctive feature of early MP-18 seconds was their magazine system. Initial production models used the 32-round TM-08 snail drum magazine originally designed for the artillery Luger pistol. This helical magazine fed from the left side of the weapon, and, while providing substantial ammunition capacity, proved somewhat fragile and prone to feeding malfunctions, particularly when dirty or damaged. The heavy, awkward drum also unbalanced the weapon noticeably. The MP-18 entered service in early 1918, too late to affect the war's outcome significantly, but in time to demonstrate its revolutionary potential. Approximately 35,000 were manufactured before the armistice in November 1918, with production at Bergmann and subcontractors. While this number seems modest, it was sufficient to equip elite stormtrooper units who would employ the weapon to devastating effect. The Maschinen Pistol 40, universally known as the MP-40, stands as one of World War II's most recognizable weapons, and perhaps the most famous submachine gun ever produced. Often incorrectly called the Schmeisser by Allied soldiers, this German weapon represented a milestone in firearms manufacturing and became synonymous with Wehrmacht forces throughout the war. Its distinctive appearance, innovative construction methods, and widespread use cemented its place in military history and popular culture. The MP-40 revolutionized military firearms production through extensive use of stamped steel parts, spot welding, and simplified manufacturing processes. This approach dramatically reduced production time and cost compared to traditional machined components. The weapon's receiver, barrel shroud, and magazine housing were stamped from sheet steel, while plastic components replaced wood furniture, radical departures from conventional gun-making that anticipated modern manufacturing methods by decades. Chambered in 9x19mm parabellum, the MP-40 measured approximately 833mm with stock extended, 630mm with stock folded, and weighed 4.7 kilograms loaded. The folding stock represented another practical innovation, allowing compact storage and easier carry in vehicles and confined spaces, crucial for mechanized and airborne troops. The MP-40 employed straightforward open-bolt blowback operation, firing only in fully automatic mode at approximately 500 to 550 rounds per minute. This relatively modest cyclic rate enhanced controllability and reduced ammunition consumption compared to faster-firing weapons. The simple mechanism featured few moving parts, contributing to reliability under harsh conditions. Between 1940 and 1945, approximately 1 million MP-40 seconds were manufactured by Irma Werk, Haenel, and Stehr, making it one of the war's most produced submachine guns. Despite this impressive output, the MP-40 never achieved universal distribution across German forces. Contrary to popular perception, it supplemented, rather than replaced, the K98K bolt-action rifle as the standard infantry weapon. The Irma Maschinen Pistol, often overshadowed by its famous descendant the MP-40, deserves recognition as a pivotal submachine gun that bridged the gap between World War I designs and the revolutionary weapons of World War II. Developed in the early 1930s by Berthold Geipel at Irma Werk, this elegant weapon represented Germany's efforts to modernize its submachine gun inventory while circumventing the Treaty of Versailles restrictions. The EMP established design principles that would directly influence one of history's most recognizable firearms. The EMP utilized conventional open-bolt blowback operation firing from a 32-round detachable box magazine chambered in 9x19 mm parabellum, the standard the German submachine guns had established. The weapon measured approximately 900 mm, 35.4 inches, overall with a 250 mm barrel, and weighed around 4.1 kilograms loaded. These dimensions made it compact enough for vehicle crews and specialized troops while maintaining adequate barrel length for accuracy. What distinguished the EMP from contemporaries was its refined construction and advanced features. The weapon featured a wooden stock and forend of excellent quality, with machined steel components showcasing traditional German craftsmanship. Unlike the later MP40's stamped construction, the EMP employed conventional machining techniques, resulting in superior fit and finish, but higher production costs and time. Notable feature was the selector switch, allowing semi-automatic or fully automatic fire. This capability provided tactical flexibility, often lacking in pure submachine guns, allowing precise single shots for accuracy or automatic fire for suppression. The cyclic rate of approximately 500 to 550 rounds per minute proved controllable and efficient, balancing firepower with ammunition conservation. The EMP saw limited German military service, primarily with early Wehrmacht units before more modern designs became available. However, its greatest success came through export sales. Several countries purchased EMPs, including Bolivia, Mexico, Yugoslavia, and particularly Spain, where the weapon saw extensive combat during the Spanish Civil War, 1936 to 1939. Republican and nationalist forces both employed EMPs, providing valuable combat experience that would inform later German submachine gun development. The Maschinengewehr 34 stands as one of the most significant and influential machine guns in firearms history. Introduced in 1934. This German weapon pioneered the general-purpose machine gun concept, a single design capable of fulfilling multiple battlefield roles from light squad support to heavy sustained fire. The MG34's revolutionary design philosophy fundamentally changed how armies worldwide equipped and employed automatic weapons, establishing principles that remain dominant in modern military doctrine. The MG34 represented the pinnacle of pre-war German precision engineering. It employed a short recoil-operated, rotating bolt mechanism that provided exceptional reliability and smooth operation. Unlike simpler blowback systems, this approach allowed the MG34 to handle the powerful 7.9 2x57mm Mauser cartridge with controllable recoil while maintaining high rates of fire. Chambered in 7.92 x 57mm Mauser, the weapon measured approximately 1,219 mm, 48 inches, overall, with a 627 mm barrel and weighed 12.1 kilograms without mount, allowing overheated barrels to be swapped in seconds, essential for sustained fire rolls. Barrels featured distinctive cooling fins and could be changed without tools by releasing a simple latch mechanism. The weapon featured exceptional sights, with a rotating rear drum sight offering settings from 200 to 2,000 meters, plus an anti-aircraft ring sight for engaging aerial targets. While optimistic at extreme ranges, these sights reflected German emphasis on precision and versatility. The stock incorporated a comfortable pistol grip and shoulder rest, with controls positioned for intuitive operation. Production occurred at Mauser, Steyr, and other contractors, with approximately 350,000 manufactured between 1934 and 1945. While substantial, this number proved insufficient for Germany's needs, prompting development of the simplified MG42. However, the MG34 never completely disappeared, remaining in production throughout the war alongside its successor. The Sturmgewehr 81 represents a specialized chapter in German World War II armament, a lightweight, high-rate-of-fire machine gun designed specifically for aircraft applications. Introduced in 1939, this weapon filled a critical niche in Luftwaffe equipment, providing defensive armament for bombers and other aircraft where weight, compactness, and firepower were paramount. While less famous than ground-based counterparts like the MG34 or MG42, the MG81 played a vital role in Germany's aerial warfare and showcased innovative approaches to aviation armament. The MG81 employed straightforward blowback operation, simpler than the recoil-operated systems of ground machine guns but adequate for the weapon's relatively light 7.92 by 57 mm Mauser cartridge when aircraft mounted. This simplicity reduced weight and manufacturing complexity while providing excellent reliability, crucial when weapons failures at 20,000 feet could prove fatal. The weapon measured approximately 900 mm in length and weighed remarkably only 6.5 kilograms, roughly half the weight of the ground-based MG34. This dramatic weight reduction resulted from aircraft-specific design priorities: no need for sustained ground combat durability, no requirement for man-portable operation, and optimization for short engagement bursts rather than prolonged fire missions. The MG81 fired from an open bolt at a cyclic rate of approximately 1,600 rounds per minute, nearly double the MG34's rate. This exceptional firing speed proved critical for aircraft defense, where engagement windows against attacking fighters lasted mere seconds. The high volume of fire increased hit probability against rapidly maneuvering targets, compensating somewhat for the challenging shooting conditions gunners faced. The MG81 equipped numerous Luftwaffe aircraft throughout World War II. Heavy bombers like the Heinkel He-111, Junkers Ju-88, and Dornier Do-217 carried multiple MG81 seconds in various positions: nose, dorsal, ventral, and tail installations. The weapon also appeared in reconnaissance aircraft, transport planes, and even some fighter variants requiring flexible defensive armament. In the hands of trained Luftwaffe gunners, the MG81 proved effective within the limitations inherent to aircraft defensive armament. The high rate of fire created dense bullet patterns that occasionally damaged or deterred attacking fighters. However, the fundamental challenge remained: shooting accurately from a vibrating, maneuvering platform at targets closing at combined speeds exceeding 500 miles per hour proved extraordinarily difficult regardless of weapon quality.